Hey guys, it's me, the Shinster17, and I wanted to discuss a topic I've had in my mind for a while, and it's not a pretty one for sure. Now, as a Korean and Asian inside of a American school, obviously you're going to expect a lot of slight racism, slight discrimination, but sometimes they're kind of just you kind of just shrug them off and then just continue on with your life. Okay, those are they're fine. You could just ignore them. But sometimes there's certain situations where it could get really horrible. So I'm going to discuss a bit of a story involving this guy that I put in my community post. And pretty much the reason why I posted that in the first place. If you read my community post, I wrote down that he pretty much almost gave me a concussion at school, and that is not a lie. And I feel like it was racially motivated as well. So the history I've had with this guy, he's in my gym class, and usually whenever he interacts with me, talks with me or something, sometimes it's no big deal. It's not anything too important. But there are moments where he says something really kind of inflammatory. I was once playing badminton in the gym, and then he walked up to me. He swiped the badminton racket out of my hand, and he basically calls me Chinese, and he says he could do better. And then he kind of just kicks me off the field. Now, obviously, it's it sucks. That's a horrible thing to say. But I kind of just shrugged it off because people get away with this a lot, and there's not much I can do. Sure, it's bad, but I'm just gonna let it slide for now. But then a couple days later, we are playing this game where it's a free-for-all dodgeball game, and if you get hit, then you sit down. So I got eliminated, and I was just sitting down on the gym floor minding my business when this guy walks up to me. He could have just been playing the game, continuing to eliminate people and stuff, but instead he walks up to me and he was like, "Hey, I'm going to jump over you." Now, see, my innocent brain is is he joking? Is he actually going to try it, or is he going to is he just joking or something? So I kind of just ignored it. I didn't think of it too much, and I kind of just wrote it off as just another one of those irrelevant jokes, nothing to remember, not realizing the impending 300-pound force that was going to impact the back of my head. And I realized that he actually tried and failed, and he hit me in the back of my head extremely hard. Now, the reason why I think this is a racially motivated move is my history with him hasn't been good with that, badminton swiping, call me Chinese or something. And it's basically, I feel like this is connected with that near concussion moment. Because after he hit me, he didn't even say sorry until the gym teacher walked up to where I was, all in pain, holding the back of my head like this, eyes watering, and then tells him to be sorry. It took 5 minutes for him to finally say sorry to me when that happened. He sent me, the gym teacher sent me to the nurse's office with the guy who hit me in the head, and apparently when we exit the gym, he's like, "Hey man, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen." But his tone of voice tells me he's not very truthful in a way. So that's how I basically almost got a concussion from a racist guy. Now, let's fast forward. Yeah, apparently he gets in trouble. Like, my mom and also, like, the assistant principal or something, they figure out what he did and, like, what he has said to me. So, apparently he gets, like, suspended for, like, a couple days. And then, he came back and it was, like, all normal at first. Like, nothing was, like, happening. Until today, we were playing some like team frisbee kind of activity or something outside, and I missed the frisbee, like I missed like I failed to catch a frisbee, and then I fell to the ground. No big deal. I just kind of tripped, and then I get up, and then as soon as I get up, he says to me, and I quote, "Dang it, I wanted to jump over you again," which tells to me that he didn't learn his lesson and that he's still up with his bogus BS antics again. I feel like he hasn't changed, like he hasn't learned his lesson, and he even like at the end of the activity, we were all like chilling over at like the bench area outside before we go inside, and there's this black classmate who's just like sitting on the bench chilling, and then this kid who is also sitting on the bench. He looks at him, and then he says, "You're black. I am going to whip you." And he gets his gym penny, and he basically like threatens him, like bringing it back and forth, just kind of eyeing him with like some intent to hurt. Now, what is the moral of that story? Like, why am I even bringing it up? Well, that's because racism is a big problem. I mean, all the stories I told, you could like laugh at it as like a some, oh, okay, that just happened. That's kind of funny. Not gonna lie. To be honest, it's not that big of a deal, right? Because you're not a part of it. You haven't like witnessed it or something. You're not a bystander. But I could tell you that being the victim of such a thing is just horrendous, you know. There's a limit to racism, you know. If someone like just walks up to me and randomly tells me you like to eat rice or something, I wouldn't care because yes, I like rice. I like to eat a lot. It's like it's a part of my culture, you know. It's just a normal thing. But if someone like starts making fun of me for being Asian, calling me Chinese, taking away stuff specifically only to me and no other race, and just like making fun of me, and also nearly giving me a concussion and not even saying sorry when I had a history of him being racist before, that is intolerable. That is like absolutely like horrible, just bad, evil, disrespectful. Racism is a very serious thing. It's just that we don't take it too seriously because people do it all the time. It's like, oh, if other people are doing it and they're not getting caught, why shouldn't I do it? Sure, you don't really get caught, but that's because like people just have the free will to do it when no other teachers or chaperones are around them listening to their conversation. So you like to take those risks. You like to say those things because no one's gonna stop you. But it is definitely going to affect the person you are talking about. It's just not okay to say those things on a daily basis. Like this kid, he said racist things. He nearly gave me a concussion. He gets suspended, right? As a punishment for him to learn his lesson. He comes back, a few days nothing happens, and then all of a sudden today he starts doing like all this like threatening to try to jump over me again and all that, and also looking at me with like a murderous intent. Like he looks at me in an evilish way. Like he really wants to hurt me. Just being that kind of person is just not okay. It's just not cool. I know like the other high schoolers will take it lightly. You know, people in my school say the N word. Like it's like nearly normal, and like and people like, especially the freshmen, they get into fights. So it's like no big deal according to them, but to me, it's like a really big problem. Like it's an adverse situation that I think could be prevented if people just had common sense and just not say those things. Yeah, I mean, nothing else to nothing else to bring up. It's just racism is just bad. It's just a bad thing. Like racism jokes, like light ones, they're fine. But if it's some large scale racially motivated action that happens, that is something that racism is illegal. You could get sued. You can like literally go into like juvenile detention. You could get fined. You could like be expelled from school completely. You could even go to jail. Like that's possible. So pretty much you have to be very careful of what you say. I get my grades are like 90 and above, and my reward, although like it is like an honor roll scholar kind of potential, just being paid back with these racist comments. Call me Chinese, call me a rice farmer, all like the Ching Chang Wing Wong kind of common racial slur thing. Being rewarded with that, with from all my hard work, is seriously demoralizing, and I think something should be done to just exterminate all of that completely. I wanted to make a serious video about this because it's basically been happening for like years, which is no surprise. I'm literally minority, and minorities are typically the target of bullying. So this is what I have to go through sometimes. And as a awkward, shy person, it just kind of sucks. You know, I don't like going to school only solely because of that main reason, but it's just something I have to like live with, whether I tell an adult or not. There's still gonna be more of those people who think insulting other races is funny, which it isn't. I just wanted to express my feelings out in the form of a YouTube video, and yeah, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And life lesson: don't be racist. The easiest 3 words that you can learn. Just don't be racist. Don't say slurs. Don't make fun of Asians. Don't make fun of black people. Don't make fun of like any other race. Just be a decent person. Just be kind. Like, we did nothing to you, and we're still getting paid back in this way. It's just crazy. It's weird. It's a weird world we're living in now. 2022, and people are still making these kinds of jokes. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. So please, listen to the video, and just, again, don't say racist stuff. Just don't. Even when you think it's funny, just don't. Otherwise, you will be stepping in some really, really thin ice. It's not going to benefit you. Sure, it may be funny to you or something, like ha ha ha, rice farmer, ha ha. But deep down, it's just going to adversely affect the both of us. I mean, me being like treated more like a lower level because of my race is bad. It's just gonna badly affect my mind. And you, who is saying those things, is gonna get in huge trouble, and it's going to cost something, whether it be money or your time at school, because like you get expelled or suspended. Anything, just anything. So just don't say bad stuff. Just be nice. Don't get jealous. What else can I say? Just don't be racist. Like, just memorize that in your brain, and I could tell you, you will get 10 times more respect. I promise you. So, I've been talking for like nearly 20 minutes. I think you understand the message I'm trying to send out. So I guess this is it. This is the video. Just me complaining about racism in the society. I hope you understand. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.